Oh, baby. Let's get this thing going. It's weird that it's game night right now. It feels like game day. Doesn't feel like night. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show. Let's go. Presented by Bet365. Never ordinary, including this early time slot here on the second shortest day of the year. We're almost solstice time, fellas.
Oh, baby.
We are almost at the solstice.
I knew something was up.
You knew. You had to feel something in the air. Nuggets are in Canada right now to take on the Raptors. Jamal Murray having a homecoming. Zeke and DeAndre trying to figure out who's going to get the minutes tonight. Of course, Jokic is trying to decide, does he want to score 30 in Toronto for the first time in his career? Tell me, break all of those things down. Oh my gosh, it's Snarfaluficus.
Guys, Jimmy Seidel decided to stop looking for the world's finest sandwich and set out to create it instead. 1996, he opened the very first Snarfs in Boulder, Colorado. We now call that the Shack.
Snarf's not even a sponsor of this show.
It doesn't matter, though. We're just going.
No,
He's got a hat. He's going to let everybody know. Over here, Harrison Wind.
Guys, as my friend Josh there in the comments says, the year Jamal Murray starts tonight.
It's happening.
I was really just talking about 2024.
You were, man. You never been wrong. Not wrong this time.
So maybe it starts in a couple weeks.
Maybe it does.
But maybe it starts tonight.
Maybe it does.
In Toronto. Just 30 minutes from Kitchener.
It is weird that the calendar year is not on the solstice. That would make the most sense.
Well, if astronomers set the calendar.
Yeah, it would have made more sense.
Did you look up how far Toronto is from Kitchener? Did you look that up?
It's like 30 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's like a suburb, right? Yeah, a little bit there. And then over there,
it's like a Boulder to Denver.
Superstar Dev.
We're talking about Kitchener, Solstice, like things Snarf Burgers, things I don't know anything about, man. I'm excited to be here. You know what I am excited about, really? Early starts.
Yes,
we
sir.
get in,
yes, sir.
We get to work, we get out of here.
We get out of here, man. It might only be like 9 o'clock by the time we get out. All right, Nuggets are in Toronto. What do you got game notes wise?
Well, the Nuggets are fully healthy. Everybody's good to go, except for the guys in the G League. Aaron Gordon, the only guy on the injury report heading into this game. He is good to go in the starting lineup. On the Raptors side of things, they are 11-15, 10th in the East. They've won 2 out of the last 3 games.
Watch out.
One of those games was just the other night against the Charlotte Hornets. Who were
That's
without
a big win.
Miles Bridges, who was not let into the country. And then another one of those was against the Atlanta Hawks. So not the most impressive wins, but they have won 2 out of 3. Before that, though, they lost 7 out of 10. And on the season, they are above 500 at home, barely 8-7. So Raptors not off to a great start this season. Could be an active team at the trade deadline.
They're not great, the Raptors. You know, they're not great, but they do have good players. You know, and it's just not really a team. So I don't know. Like, Dev, is this a hard game tonight?
I think it's a hard game. They're the most difficult team in the NBA to me because they have all of the guys that you want. Like, they have a lot of wings in a league that does not have many good wings. They're all in the same team. But that's why I think that they lose. They don't have parts that are compatible with each other. They don't have a shooting guard. They just are really just lacking that. Their guys are all the same size. But I do think that some nights they're hot, some nights they're not. It just depends on which team that you get. If you get a inspired team, they could beat you every single night. But if not, then they're going to lose. So depends who they bring up tonight.
Do you walk into this game feeling like, all right, Nuggets, it's a win?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, obviously, Nuggets are always different on the road. And B, the Raptors in the past have successfully mucked it up. Now, obviously, every roster year to year is slightly different coach. So I'm excited to see how this goes. But they can at least junk a regular season game up with all that length. They can make it weird and difficult. You know, if you found out you were playing the Raptors in a 7-game series, you'd be thrilled. But any given night in the middle of the season, especially in Toronto, I think you got to play your A game. It's not necessarily a gimme.
So this is the homecoming for Jamal Murray, being from Kitchener. What do you expect from him tonight? I will say he was asked about this, playing in this game the other day. Got up and walked off the podium. Didn't respond. Somebody said, so actually, I walked into this. Somebody said, like, are you excited to play next game in Toronto? And he's like, what do you think, man?
So,
and then,
yes, so very excited.
And then somebody said, like, what is it? Do you have anything you plan to do when you go home? And he just got up and walked off.
Because those are dumb questions.
It was, honestly, it was a very, like, come on, of course I'm excited to play from my hometown. Like, what are you going to do?
Are you close with your parents?
Especially Canada. Like you don't get to go there much. It's like further out, and there's not many of them in the league. So like for you to ask a question like that, it's pretty wild. So I know that he's just like, but I expect him to have a monster game.
I expect him to have a big game. I expect him to try to have a big game too, because he's gonna have family in the crowd. He's gonna have a bunch of friends there. I was watching I don't know. Somehow I was watching some Jamal Murray highlights from high school the other day. I don't know, just popped up on my YouTube algorithm. I mean, he was nasty. He was a bucket, but he's got to bring back this long sleeve shirt he was wearing under his jersey. Yeah. Have you seen this?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Jamal Murray in high school a lot of times wore this baggy long sleeve shirt under his uniform. I've never seen anybody else do that. I've seen people wear like a short sleeve shirt, obviously, and a long sleeve shirt, but not a baggy one. I need him to bring that back.
What would you guess his career high is in Toronto?
28 points.
30.
In Toronto, not versus Toronto, but in Toronto. In front of his home crowd.
30.
I'll say 26.
21 points.
So he sucks in Toronto.
Wow.
21 points. In Toronto, he has scored 1, 11, 14, 15, 20, and 21.
Did you say 1?
I mean, that was all the way back in 2016. So like early.
Like, what?
He didn't play that many. He was 0 for 4. But yeah, man. In fact, if you guys want to know something crazy, only once has he shot over 50%. He was 4 of 5 back in 2020. Every other game he's shot
this
below
might
50%.
be some good info to think about in segment 4.
That means he's due.
I think it is.
That means he's due.
I think he might be due. Let's move it along, fellas, and talk today about Jokic. There's a lot to get to with Jokic, but I want to start here. Do you have the graphic, Kale, perhaps? Pull that one up if you find it. Jokic scored 30 against every team in the NBA but 2. One is the Denver Nuggets, which I hope he never scores 30
against.
against.
Scared me because my tweet said 1.
Oh, yeah. And then the other one is the Toronto Raptors, where he is just sitting there on a 29-piece. So I don't even think he's aware of this, to be honest with you.
You don't think he's aware of it?
I promise you.
Well, I'm saying like you get enough buzz about that stat, and then he will become aware of it. But I don't know if there's enough buzz. If he doesn't score it tonight, I think that'll be enough buzz. But he's never scored.
It's gonna become a story.
Will he score that tonight? Superstar Dev, your thoughts?
It's a resounding no.
What?
Absolutely
What?
not. He's not even looking at the rim anymore.
My
There's no
goodness.
way
You guys
that
gotta be
he
getting
just automatically is just wanting to go into score mode. Also, he just saw his team get one of their bigger wins of the year with him not even having to do too much or exert too much energy. I think that he's going to get into like getting everyone else involved. To begin the year, he was taking every single shot. It seemed to take a toll on him emotionally. Right now, he's like in a groove. The team is starting to find themselves. I think he gets back to that. So I don't think that this would be the game. Maybe if they needed a bit more from him, but I don't think so tonight.
Yeah, I'll say no. And one of the reasons is Toronto, by way of that graphic, defends him well. They have good length. They have size. From my recollection, they're typically one of those teams that likes to double him a lot. Maybe they look at the film from Dallas and decide that might not be the best strategy, but maybe they do just bring a lot of attention to him and don't let Nikola Jokic beat them tonight. But the other thing, kind of to Dev's point, I think Jokic's in a good spot right now. Like the Nuggets have won 4 of 5, and he hasn't had to score 30-plus points in any of those games. He's distributing the ball. He's looking to get others involved. He probably was sitting on the bench in the second half against Dallas, loving what the bench was able to do and what the second unit was doing and allowing him to take the second half off. So I think he kind of likes the zone he's in right now, and he likes the way the Nuggets are playing around him.
Yeah, I'm going to zag. I'm going to say yes. We're due for a reminder game, not just a play my game, but a reminder you can't touch this level of greatness game. The other thing, Darko, new head coach in Toronto.
Oh, Serbian.
So A,
Oh,
Jokic
no.
owes him a very friendly welcome to the league.
Yeah.
And B, it's maybe they take a different approach to guarding Jokic in a regular season game than they have in the past. So I'm curious, and I'm going for a reminder game. I'm going to say yes, he gets 30 tonight.
I like it. First of all, this is why I wanted to bring it up, was not just about the Jokic 30 piece, but I sense, and I was not on the show the other day, but I sense that there is almost some disgruntled thoughts about Jokic right now in the way he's playing. I don't feel that way at all. Watching him, I don't feel like he's in a funk. I don't feel like he's down. He had those 2 bad games. I think he was down bad there. Like he was struggling. But I feel like all Jokic saw the other day was a double team that was leading to wide open shots, and the Nuggets scored easily. And I don't think Jokic was saying, "Oh, I want to get my teammates going. I want to do this." I think he was just like, they're doing the dumbest possible thing, and I'm going to do the simplest possible thing. But if for me, I feel like Jokic's in a great groove right now.
I do too, man.
Not a bad one.
I think ever since those 2 career worst shooting games,
Those were really bad.
He's been figuratively back. I mean, he's been back, and the Dallas game was kind of a beautiful thing, actually. It was a beautiful display of understanding how to dominate a basketball game given the circumstances. The Mavs were stupid enough to double and triple team him all game, which we know by now is the worst defensive approach you can take.
To be
when
fair,
guarding
you
Nikola
do understand
Jokic.
why they would do it. They had Dwight Powell on him. Like, they were shorthanded, so they were like, we can't just allow this to happen all night, even though it was even dumber.
Yeah.
Would you have rather just guarded him straight up? And
Yeah.
let him, you would have?
Yeah.
They
I
would
would've-
have. Here's the thing. They were losing either way.
I would have been like, make him score 70.
And he would have. And they would have. He wouldn't have needed to. He probably only would have. That night, probably only would have needed 35.
Yeah. But that's
this
what I would have done.
But this is why I'm calling it a reminder game. Like, we know, you watch Jokic, 2 of these last 3 performances were classic, very good Jokic games that don't look like 50 pieces, but he was amazing. But I think a reminder for even those people still skeptical on the fence, I need him to look dominant.
yeah.
A score, let's call it a scoring performance.
Yeah, it's just because he hasn't dominated games the way he did to start the season.
Right.
And he came out of the gates and dominated them in such a way that it was just overwhelming. It
Right.
was such a statement to open the season. And my theory is, this is just me, my theory is he started off the season that way and realized he probably can't do that for the entire 82-game slate, and has dialed it back a little just from from an individual scoring every possession standpoint. That's my theory, but I think these last several games he's been in a great place.
Yeah.
When the Nuggets' full roster is there, I just feel like you almost can't predict who's going to have the great game other than by just guessing how are they going to guard you. Because when the full lineup is there, there's nothing you can do. They're going to find the right play, and they're going to make it every single time. And this last one, it was not in Jokic's hands, but they made the right play. I kind of feel like the starting lineup is getting a little bit of a groove back. And I don't know how Toronto's going to guard him tonight. Jakob Poeltl is a tough defender. I actually think Jakob Poeltl is an underrated defender. He's really good one-on-one. And that's why I think they might dare Jokic to score one-on-one tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised if he scored. But here's the thing. Behind Jakob Poeltl, Precious Achiuwa. He's my size. He's 6'8", but he's not big. I mean, that's tiny compared to Jokic.
Yeah.
It's an exaggeration, but I'm saying they're tiny behind. They have one guy.
You've always seemed tall to me, so that's...
6'8"?
Well, I just calling a 6'8" guy tiny. And I'm like, yeah, he's undersized.
I mean, Jokic's,
you're
6'11",
right.
300.
Yeah.
Achiuwa's like tiny and everything else. So to me, I look at this one and I go, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to guard Jokic one-on-one tonight, just because they think they got Jakob Poeltl, it's at home or whatever. Maybe they try to mix it up, but they go there for a while. See if Jokic can get some buckets early, and let's see if Jokic can draw some fouls on Jakob Poeltl, because if they have to bring him out, the Nuggets are going on a 30-2 run. Like if Jakob Poeltl has to come out the game for foul trouble, Denver is scoring every single time down the court.
Yeah, I wish that it was like him attacking that and going for that. And also, watching that Mavericks game, I wish that Denver did what Luka does. He just attacks the second unit in ways that I'm just like, wow. And you could get yourself going. You could find some momentum. But Denver doesn't play that way. Jokic doesn't play that way. But he is such a high IQ player that he's going to understand what they're trying to do to him. I do think they send that double team, though. Often.
Right away, right off the package?
Often. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to show it just to let them know this
the
is how we're
Nuggets go to the
defending you.
post of the first play of every game because that's what they want to see is are
Yeah.
you doubling or are you not?
What is the defense
So you
doing?
think first play, it's going to be that little cross screen where Jokic has to go along the baseline.
Yep.
Single coverage?
They go right at it.
All right. There you go. I'm with you then. I'm thinking he's going to score tonight. The other question for me coming into this game is pre-game Michael Malone had a quote that said something about, somebody asked him, how do you determine if it's a Zeke night or DeAndre night? And to be honest with you, it's been a lot of DeAndre nights lately, not a lot of Zeke nights, but he did play the other night and a really good game, really strong game. So tonight, it is a tiny Precious Achua back there. That sounds to me like a Zeke night. Malone says he has a dice. On one side, it says Zeke Nnaji. On the other side, it says DeAndre Jordan. And then he said, sometimes I roll and it's Yahtzee.
He lost me with
That's a
that
terrible
It doesn't
joke.
make sense.
joke.
He lost me with that
Michael.
part for sure.
I thought it was great. I actually give it a 10 out of 10. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's because you're still confused on it.
That's why it's such a good joke.
Three-sided
Really
die.
just makes you
It's also
think.
sides. It does make you think.
The
Anyway.
third side is DeAndre.
So if you guys look at net ratings on the Zeke, because I think there's a weird perception around Zeke. People hate Zeke, man. And I think it's because
His hair.
Huh?
Never mind.
There's probably a handful of reasons, to be honest with you, why people don't like him. But fans, for whatever reason, seem to really hate Zeke. He's been terrible, guys. But I don't think that people are throwing him out, just kind of like, out on him. And I think it's a little bit crazy. Him and DeAndre both are about the same negative this year on a per-game basis. It's not like it's that different, the minutes. The only difference to me is that DeAndre has a signature game.
That's the big one.
He had one great game against the Clippers. That was awesome. And Zeke, I don't even know if Zeke can have a signature. What would a signature
A
game
great Zeke Nnaji game is if you don't notice him that much.
Seriously, you guys hate. Everybody hates
If he
this
has-
guy.
if he
That's
has-
not hating on him.
If he
No,
has
you're right.
last
That's not
game,
hitting on him at all.
It doesn't sound great though to say that the best he could do is be invisible.
No, I
No,
think his has to be consistency of like what
Yeah.
he just played like. Didn't stand out in the wrong ways, had some good minutes, and got to play a little bit because Denver played so well. If the second unit plays well, it earns him more minutes. So he needs to be in that second unit playing well so that he can get some of that, minutes at the end of the game. So that's what the second unit has to do.
When DeAndre is playing well, he's throwing down alley-oops from Reggie Jackson. Like when Zeke Nnaji's playing well, he's like making good switches on defense.
Right.
It's just things you don't notice in the same way.
He also got to go second. They tried Zeke. Then
Oh,
Jamal
so
gets
great
hurt.
take.
The season hits its nadir, and then DeAndre gets to come in.
Just let it go. Just let it go. Oh. Well, isn't this like closer than usual
Cat-like
today?
reflex.
It's
Yeah.
closer than usual,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Maybe
It is.
you grew.
I can't sit. I can't put my legs
Because you're
anywhere.
6'8".
But also you hit the nail on the head as well. That's a single performance that Zeke can't replicate. On the whole, has it been that much worse? The biggest thing both of these guys are facing is that they play when Jokic doesn't play. And so not only are they going to look poor, if the unit looks, everyone's just going to hate those minutes. And, Zeke as a younger guy who we were hoping to see develop into something new, there's a sort of expectations thing as opposed to taking DeAndre down off the shelf and it's like found money in your pocket.
Right.
So
Well, to me, I am genuinely curious. What would the Zeke Nnaji game look like?
It
What
probably would
realistically?
include one three-pointer.
Okay, so he hits a three.
Hits a three.
That's it, it's just one.
I mean, he's taking like a max of 2.
He's not taking very many threes right now, but I didn't think the signature game would be one. But okay, all right, he hit a three.
He hits a 3. Tons of switching on defense. Switching 1 through 5.
Screen assist, about 4 screen assists, and
Some
then
nice DHOs.
And then
You
like,
guys hate Zeke.
no, I don't.
well-executed
But also
DHOs.
like 3 rebound, 2
Pump
dunks.
ups, yeah.
3 rebounds,
I'd
2
say
dunks.
like 10 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, a 10-10 triple-double.
Oh man, I think it was 2 years ago
What
now.
are we doing?
Zeke had one performance against the Lakers, and he played really well. I think he had a couple possessions guarding LeBron, and he hit like 3 threes. And at that moment, a best version of Zeke being like 20 points, 7 rebounds, kind of felt on the table.
Right.
without the three-pointer, I cannot possibly see him getting to 20 points. And that's not just
20 points? Are you high?
That's what I'm getting at. This is what I'm getting at. I agree with you.
What is his high, man? I'm gonna look it up. You guys keep talking.
He's taking like a max of 3 shots a game.
I'll say
That's what I'm getting
14.
at.
You guys are such
Without the three, you're not going to see
not
him
a scorer.
in a high volume scoring role. And that's the other thing is it's really hard for everyone to key in on like, wow, great switches. He earned a lot of fouls fighting for rebounds, as opposed to Wynn's point, which is DeAndre can score points sometimes, and that just feels different.
Yeah.
You guys, back in December of 2021, Zeke Nnaji put up a stat line of 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 fouls.
Was it against
plus
the Lakers?
22 against the Knicks in the Garden.
The Garden.
He's a big time player. You keep him in the Garden.
What possession was he playing at him?
I mean, come on, man.
He's not a center.
I disagree with this take, man. I actually think he's
There
a
we go.
backup center. He's not like a real one. MSG, look at that.
So
Good
what
memory,
do you
Nick.
think that a big Zeke Nnaji game is?
I think he's capable of a 20-point game. Now, again, not every night, not often, like once a year maybe. But I don't think it's insane to think. He took 13 shots that night. I
How
don't
many
think
threes?
Here's how you get to it. He went 5 of 9 from 3.
Yeah, he's not doing that.
Kale, can you pull up that Dylan
If Zeke Nnaji went 5 of 9 from 3, that would be maybe the most surprising performance of this season. And it would happen on December 20th.
All right, here's the Zeke Nnaji game for me right now. A realistic Zeke Nnaji game. 3 3-pointers. Remember, Peyton Watson wasn't taking them either until 3 days ago. You know, like he was building a base. 3 3-pointers. Okay, so maybe he goes 3 of 4, maybe he goes 3 of 3, because I agree that he's not taking a ton yet, although I do think he could get back to taking them. I'm going to say the bench unit is like insanely good on defense. You know, insanely good. He's at like 80 defensive rating, and they force a couple 24-second violations, whatever. And then I'm going to say he draws like 6 fouls, which we've already seen this year. But to me, you could do well. Jokic is so good at drawing non-shooting fouls. So you know what's real valuable? The bench getting the other team into the bonus, or getting into the bonus real early, so that when Jokic checks back in, now those are all free throws. So for me, it's probably like a 20 and 10 game where he grabs a bunch of boards, draws a bunch of fouls, and the bench defense is insane, and then he hits a couple threes.
Just my point with
He better play well tonight, man.
my point with the 20 thing is that I can't see him doing it without
Better play
threes.
well.
And right now, it seems so impossible to envision him taking enough threes to hit 3 in a game, you know? I know that's not literally impossible, but it's just not.
I
how
don't
he's
think it's
played at
happening
all.
tonight. My whole point is, I think
Yeah,
that there's
DeAndre
this,
Jordan's playing
There's this
tonight.
collective perception. You think DeAndre's playing tonight?
I'm joking.
And there's a collective
Maybe
perception
not, no.
that Zeke, like, again, that his ceiling on any individual night is that low. And I'm like, look, man, right now he's in a little bit of a hole, although he played great last night. But he's a guy that can just do basic Tyler Hansborough type stuff, you know? Like, just go out there and mix it up. And, and you know, that's always a good guy. All right.
Tyler Hansborough.
Yeah, that was
I'm just saying.
No, I like it.
Tyler
It's just-
Hansborough wasn't skill. He just goes out there and puts his, you know.
Let's remember some guys.
Let's remember some guys. All right, let's open up
Some
the
guys.
Bet365 Never Ordinary Sportsbook app and turn our attention to Superstar Dev.
I
Any
just
Zeke
read
props tonight?
I just read that they don't have Zeke props.
That's crazy.
I read
What?
somebody I have to save somebody's marriage. So
Tonight?
yeah,
What?
here's to saving their marriage.
Mine? Hopefully not mine.
I hope not
That's what I
yours.
thought the joke was.
Denver comes in this game as 4-point favorites. And Denver's in a groove. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Denver's in a groove. They're playing well. They're starting to feel like themselves. They're starting to look like themselves when they're healthy. And tonight, it sounds like they have everybody back. Let's lock them in at -4.
Really?
Yes.
I'm on the -4 too, Dev.
I'm on whatever
Let's
Dev
go.
tells me. I just
Under
bet his money.
228. Both teams in the bottom half on pace and the size to match each other. So I don't think there's many open baskets on either side. I don't think that either side is going to try to push the pace, and they can match each other with the size. Denver has the skill level, so they'll be able to prevail. For the Raptors side of things, Scotty Barnes over 33 points, rebounds, and assists.
I like Scotty Barnes. I'm pro Scotty Barnes.
They don't have a shooting guard over there. I think that makes for a lot of cross matchups.
Do you know he has 2 girlfriends?
Open.
He's like Lou Will. He's got 2 girlfriends.
That's sick.
He probably has more than that. We know about 2 girlfriends.
Publicly, he has 2.
Yeah.
Official girlfriends.
He has 2 girlfriends. That's all I
Yeah.
said is 2
If you have 2
girlfriends.
that are okay with each other, there's way more.
Trust me, because I've been in that situation, and there's usually it's just the tip of the iceberg. You know?
exactly.
Why are we lying on this
Come
show?
on, why are we lying?
Why are we
man?
lying?
Come on.
I thought that was obvious.
Really? Come
I'm
on,
wearing a
man.
scarf.
Really? Wow.
Let's-
I had 2
Let's go.
total. I have reached 2 total.
There it is.
Let's go under 14.5 points for OG Anunoby.
Under?
Under.
Oh, I'll take that. An
He's
under
a
bet if you're
defensive
giving
guy
him-
that I don't feel is going to be able to get many things going. I don't
Mike
think he's
better
going to
shut him
try.
down tonight.
I'm going to go under.
I'm on the under.
For Denver's side of things, let's just start with some negativity right off the bat. I'm going to go under Jokic points, 26 and a
You know what?
half.
F it. I'm taking over. I'm taking over.
I'm riding with you,
You know
boss.
what?
Let's
You're
go.
riding with me. Listen
Don't
to this negative
do it.
Nancy over here.
Don't
You could ride
do
with
it.
Dev, or you could ride with me and Yoke and vote. Who you riding with?
Who are you riding with?
Dev.
Yeah, hang on. Sorry, just gotta be honest. Track record wise,
He doesn't even look at the rim right now.
I cannot
Can I
wait for this
switch?
post game
Look,
show.
I do think that-
cannot wait, Kale.
I do think that he gets a triple-double. So I think that the passing's going to be up. So you could get
All
the
right.
triple-double. Also, you could get the assist. I think this is an
I'll
assist
take
night for
both,
Jokic.
baby. I don't care.
AG finally has a role in a game just due to the size. He's going to be able to match up with people. We haven't seen him locked in on that in a while. So I think that this is a game for him. I'm going to go over 9.5 rebounds plus assist. I'm going to go over 8.5 points for KCP. He had it in the first game back, and I think the Raptors are going to send a lot of double teams, which means he gets a few open opportunities. I'll get over 8.5. You could also get over 1.5 3-pointers for him.
You like that one?
Yep. For the fun bet, let's get 1 Jokic block. I think he gets a block in this game. And for the lock, one guy that doesn't get to go home much and is in a matchup that he'll exceed in, he's going against Schroeder. That's who's going to be able to guard him. And Jamal is a big guard, and he loves to show off those big guard. I think they're going to try to post him a bunch. He's going to get to the free throw line as well. His points are only 19.5. He's been hitting this a lot lately. I'm going to go over Jamal points, 19.5.
All right. You guys want to throw anything else out there? Mike's been making his threes lately. Is he back?
I do think he's back.
Shocker.
I like it on the road. No, you'd be wrong. It's the other night I shot it down.
Shot it down. 2.5, and it's good money, minus 105.
Yeah, I'll take that too. He'll hit 3 tonight.
Peyton Watson's on the 3-point. He's
No.
listed, dude, 0.5, and he's at plus 115.
Let's
That's
do
actually
it.
good.
Let's
No
do
way,
it.
man.
That's not high enough.
Bro, I know he went 22 games without making a
I
three.
don't. That's not the point.
your vibes tonight.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
all vibes.
Have you guys seen Peyton play lately?
Do we have blocks for Peyton? Is he on there? That's the one I want to take. Let me see if they've added
That
him
is a
yet.
fun one.
Peyton Watson, 0.5 block shots. Come on.
Yeah, let's get it in.
Right?
Let's get it in.
Come on, man. He's getting blocks. That dude just blocks. This is a long team, though.
He blocks 3-pointers, layups, dunk attempts. He
Let me
goes
see.
after everything.
So Peyton Watson, 1.5 blocks plus steals is plus money.
We're not gonna go get greedy. Just get one. The
You
half,
just
the
want
0.5.
one? Man, I want to.
Dev's just shooting it down. Don't get
I
greedy.
hate that.
Oh, is that the new Gorillaz album on your shirt? Is that new?
Absolutely.
Dude, that's fire, bro.
Yeah, gorillas. I know that Eric Weedham would appreciate
Yeah.
gorillas.
All right, let's get out of here. I can't wait till Yoke goes off tonight, puts up, I don't know, a 50-piece. We'll find
Let's
out.
go.
And then I'm going to be right here just
Snarfs.
laughing at these boys. Everybody hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you on the other side.
We all silly like the mayor.